Hi everybody, Aaron Portzon here, Allison Lukian there. Back in Nationwide Arena tonight, the Blue Jackets lose 4-1 to the Edmonton Oilers. I feel like they always lose 4-1 to the Edmonton Oilers. At least they have the last few games here. 4-0, 4-1 last year, and now 4-1 tonight. Really not a game. After the early part of the second period, the first period really did in the Blue Jackets. The top of the list in the what not to do department before tonight's game, Allison, would have been don't go on the penalty kill.
Correct.
Don't take penalties. They take 3 in the first period. They spend the rest of the night digging out of it.
Yep. And you can't give this team with this. We've talked for years about the offensive talent. You've got your McDavids, you've got your Dreisaitl's, but this team is putting some pieces together right now.
Yes, they are.
And this is not a team that you can give a man advantage to, particularly early, particularly that frequently.
Yeah, and they've always had star power.
That's right.
You always don't want to mess around with them, putting their star players out on the ice together in a situation where they don't have to defend. But it's 2-0 after one period. It's 3-0 early in the second. It's 4-0 at 4:56 of the second. Joonas Korpisalo's pulled. Elvis Merzlikins comes in. The Blue Jackets just really struggled to get anything going. Zach Werenski scores a power play goal to make it 4-1. Blue Jackets had a bit of a chance later, and on 5-on-3 for about 1:45 seconds, I think it was.
A significant chunk of time.
And couldn't quite capitalize. So you look at it this way: the power play's gotten so much heat of late, deservedly so. One for 26 before they scored tonight. Werenski's goal. In a sense, they're 1 for 3 in the power play tonight, 33%, pretty darn good.
Right.
But it's less about those numbers sometimes than it is about the situation. And that 5-on-3 goal, who knows if they come back from 4-2?
Right.
But that starts to get some momentum going, and they just couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, we've talked so much about the involvement of the mental side of this in this special teams unit. Just for that sake, I feel like it's worth saying at least they are 1 for 3 on the game.
There's something there.
Because if they're going to dig out of this hole, which is most assuredly in part mental, they've got to start hanging on to that versus the 5-on-3. The 5-on-3 is problematic, no question.
For sure.
But at least there wasn't a ton of chase. I mean, previous power plays, even in Philadelphia, they're chasing the puck to the other end of the ice. At least there is some improvement. It's not where it needs to be, don't get me wrong. But there are some positives to look at here. Yeah,
I mean, they get a goal. You want that killer attitude on the 5-on-3.
Yeah.
And I feel like they had some looks. You have to have looks. It's a 5-on-3. You have to have zone time. It's 5-on-3. But there's still sort of a little bit of that apprehension about just really pounding it through.
Yep.
And it's just not there. I thought they had some opportunities to shoot more than they did.
Yes, I agree.
But again, this game is about the power play, but really it's about how awful their start was. Let's just be honest with that.
Right.
And that's surprising to me. It's surprising to John Tortorella, who sometimes is reluctant to admit that he is surprised by something. But you think about how upset they were after the performance in Philadelphia. They gave up 5 goals in the third period. To then drag that same kind of performance into this game tonight, 3 penalties, 2 of them in the neutral zone, way away from the action. And to fall so far behind like this, and he used one word for it, urgency. That's what's lacking. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, and what really stood out to me, I mean, we know Edmonton's a fast team. We know about their offensive firepower. I was surprised to see something that's been a hallmark of this team's game for years, which is the breakout struggle so mightily. And Seth Jones said that was self-inflicted. The Jackets were losing battles on the boards. We're not talking about anything that this team can't do here. And if you can't even get the puck out of your own zone, I mean, the struggles are even larger than they already were.
Yeah. This felt at times like an Eastern Conference team. When you think about what the tendencies have been drawn through the years. Like an Eastern Conference team trying to play a team from the Wild Woolly West. Yeah. And the Wild Woolly West just blowing them off the puck. And I thought the Blue Jackets reacted to stuff tonight rather than dictated.
I
This
agree.
is very much a dictate team.
I agree.
Needs to be. If you're looking for a bright spot, I think Elvis Merzlikins coming in.
Yes.
And he didn't allow anything. It's a mop-up role, okay, no pressure. He looked as confident and as positionally sound as he has looked.
And I thought we've hinted at, maybe some concerns about his glove side.
Yeah.
He had some good glove side saves
Yep.
tonight
Yes, he did.
against a good team.
Confident ones too.
And
Yes.
maybe this is what this goaltender needed. He
Yep.
talked to us after the Pittsburgh game about that
Yep.
wasn't how he envisioned. Just as much as we talked about the mental anguish of the power play,
Yeah.
maybe for this kid to not think he's going to play at all,
Yeah.
and then guess what you're in?
Yeah.
Maybe he needed that mental challenge
Yeah, totally.
to start to break through as well.
Yeah. Or to just, to your point, just not be prepared.
That's right.
And just go right in and just play. Don't even think about it.
That's
just
right.
don't let it get too big to you, as they say.
That's right.
I would go with him Friday in St. Louis.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have gone with him anyways. But I think especially now,
Mm-hmm.
like I just feel like it's time for him to start. The Blue Jackets are off tomorrow.
Yes.
This surprises me, and it suggests somewhere in there they feel as though fatigue is an issue. It certainly looked like it tonight. I'm not sure. They were off Sunday, skated Monday, Tuesday, played a game tonight. They haven't played since Saturday. But they also have some games coming up here. They play a back-to-back Friday, Saturday. So it's not unheard of.
Right.
But maybe fatigue is an issue, and maybe John Tortorella thinks that it is an issue. They played tonight. I think last time we spoke to you, this was not the case. Texier's hurt.
Yep.
Ryan Murray is hurt. Lilia, Jakob
Lilia's
Lilia
in.
went in.
Yep.
And Kukan went in.
That's correct.
To the lineup. And so Nudavara is back as well.
Correct.
So they still have 7D. They're right at 12 forwards. So they may need to recall somebody tomorrow for the back-to-back. Maybe not. Cleveland's just up the road.
Right.
But things to look for. Anything else we need to get to?
I think that's it.
All right. 4-1 Edmonton. We will talk to you. I'll talk to you in St. Louis on Friday. Thanks so much.